Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another single-player episode. Last time we were playing, I just showed off the helicopter, and we dropped in a whole pile of loads in here. So this episode, I'm thinking it's time we do some cleaning with the old hide here. So I think that'll be pretty good. Better grab a screenshot, because that's pretty. Yeah, it should be pretty good. There's a lot of wood. I'm thinking of almost making a second row for the shorts here, just because I think it's going to get pretty busy in here. So maybe we'll do that. Now, I don't know how much whip I got on this back end of the trees here, so I'm going to drag them over here and just kind of test it a bit. It was a pretty good landing last time we were operating, so I think it'll probably stay pretty much the same. I think what I'll do is I'll start another row right here. Just put a little gap in between the two piles, though. And then anything under 250 goes into the crazy pile over there. So like that's, yeah, I'll put that in the crazy pile. For that is what it is named now, the crazy pile. It's kind of hard getting an angle that's accurate when you're parked trying to cut this much wood. Because it's not really flat here, so it's like, you're just kind of going by the whim of your beak to see if it'll actually work out. So I'm going to start way at the back and try to pile it up against myself as I go here. Just because we don't want to get too full up of stuff here. We'll put it in the crazy pile. I don't know why it's nicknamed the crazy pile, but that's what it is now, so. Woohoo. Party on. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that helicopter out. That's going to be fun. The hardest part for me is, like, I can't just release everything at once because it's too much for people to handle. I've done that in the past where I've released every mod that I had. I'm like, here's everything, enjoy, and then it's too much. Like, people just don't even know what to do with themselves. So now I've kind of gotten to the point where I have to release stuff in little bits and pieces so that people can enjoy it, I can work on it, build it, perfect it, then release another one. If I just release everything, it's nothing but problems. Like, this doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and it's like 9 million things, and I don't have enough time to fix it all. So, I do have to release stuff in smaller bouts, because I had somebody ask me that the other day. They're like, well, if this stuff's like ready, why don't you just release it? The problem is, it's not really ready, it's not tested, it's not Patreon tested, it's not public tested, it's not even friend tested, a lot of this stuff. So, it does eventually get tested, it's just not ready yet, because I have a particular, very specific standard it has to be in now before I even send it to anybody for testing, because I want it to be at least half decent looking, and I need it 100% functional. If it's not 100% functional, you'll never see it ever. Not saying I haven't made some mods that aren't like the most functional, but at least as functional as it can be within the confines of the engine and physics and what it's supposed to do. Like that helicopter, it's like it's mostly ready, I guess you could say. Not entirely ready, but mostly ready. I wouldn't release that just yet because there's still some errors and stuff I got to solve. A couple in the console that you guys don't see when I'm playing. It's just kind of little stuff. It's nothing like game breaking, but at the same time, you want to release a clean mod. I want to go in and clean up the scripting. It's kind of whenever I build a mod, it's basically like a kitchen. You know, it looks like somebody just made spaghetti and the sauce is all over the counter, and it's just the mod files are everywhere. It just looks like a mess in there. So what I like to do is try to go in and clean that up, clean up all the extra crap out of it, clean up the scripts, make sure they're all lined up in a nice kind of orderly manner, as opposed to just, like I said, a messy kitchen in there, because I don't like that. That way, if any other modder comes and they want to edit it or play with it or do anything to it, it doesn't look like this, you know, dog's breakfast of scripting all over the place. You got a little bit of, you know, base to work off of so that you kind of have an idea of what to do. There's nothing I hate more than coming across somebody's... Oh man, I can't get that log. So coming across somebody's mod and they're like, hey, can you take a look at my mod for me and maybe do some editing for it, right? And you're like, sure. And then you go inside of it and it's just like, it looks like Giants scripting. No offense to well, yeah, offense to Giants. But their scripting is just like, it's just everywhere. I don't know, it just looks so messy. So I'm like, on my mods, I went in and I put titles and I cleaned up sections like, you know, this is for fuel, this is for exhaust, this is for da-da-da-da-da, to kind of just clean it up. So when you go in there, if I'm looking for something, I can just be like, oh, it's right there. It's under fuel. Or it's right there. It's under wheels. You know, like, make it straightforward. But if it's like everything just crammed into one script, it just looks like shit. And that's not what I'm trying to get at. Which is fine. I mean, if, you know, I understand from a programming aspect, programmers probably don't really care because, you know, especially guys at Giants who have like 100 machines they're working on for a game release or something like that, and they don't have the time to go in, and if they're the only ones that ever access it, they probably don't care what it looks like. But as the person who hasn't designed the game, I don't know what a lot of the features are. If I just go in and start looking at numbers, I'm going to wonder what something refers to or what something's referenced to. And that gets really annoying if none of it's labeled. So I'm a big label-y kind of guy. I like labels, I like facing, I like to have everything visible so that I can see what everything's for. It's just a weird thing of mine. I think it's probably a good thing to have. And I've had lots of modders compliment that I have really organized, clean scripting in my mods, so obviously there's some people who appreciate it, which is good. And did I set my timer? Oh, no, of course not. I should just set it as a... It's just an automatic thing. That's my motto for FDR Logging when I'm doing single-player videos. Did you set the timer? And the answer will almost always be no. Add a couple more onto this pile over here. And that's a little guy. So we got some really nice decks going on here. I like this. With all these darn trees we brought in here, that was a lot of trees. I can't believe how much we moved in that episode. That just blew my mind. Like with that helicopter, oh man. If I didn't have to land, you know how much wood you could move and how quick? So I'm gonna look at getting a claw on it. I don't know if a claw would be faster though, honestly. I don't think it would be. It may be more convenient for the pilot, like for not having to get out, obviously, like when you're landing. But honestly, like being able to keep everything attached in that kind of smooth movement, I don't know. And I mean, you gotta line the claw up while you're doing the landings and stuff. I think that's gonna take time to try to land the claw up with the pile and make sure you grab the whole pile properly. And I mean, that's gonna take time out of it too. So as much as landing does take for time, I think it's a much cleaner approach to actually keeping the logs all intact. I just realized we're making all these piles, and I don't think I have a way to get a truck in yet. So these are just going to have to hang out here for a while. Maybe we'll do some longs here because the game's going to start crashing if we keep piling these shorts like this. It's going to get too much, man. So maybe after we're done with these logs, we'll cut some longs away from this pile so we're not right in it. Because right now, like I said, we got a lot of logs here, and it's going to start lagging. And lagging is what we don't want. Like even these, like this is a lot of wood. It's going to make a lot of shorts. It's all up to how much this computer can handle, so we're going to find out. Oh god, I just screwed the pile up. Maybe what we'll do is we'll cut one more into the short pile, and then we're going to lay longs in front of it. Maybe not like crazy longs. What did we do last time? 14 seemed to be a really popular... I did that in my live stream, actually, and those were really good for hauling, so... Maybe we'll try that again. Oh, that one's pretty close. I'm going to throw her in this pile. Do you like how the piles settle now? I mean, I think that's the biggest compliment from both Patreons and anybody doing testing. Is that the piles, the logs settle so much nicer now. And I will agree, they definitely do. I've noticed that myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 14s. And we're going to lay them in front of the deck here is what the plan is. If I can get my hands on that guy. Oh. If I can get me claws and knives on her. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Come on now. There we go. Alright, so we're going to actually pack this ahead here, and we're going to drop it right in this little hole between them. There we go. So it's going to be kind of a multi-deck situation here. Oh, and that one's just going to be a weird long. I don't know what to do with the tops, actually. I could change them so they cut down to proper size, or I could just turf them in the I don't give a crap pile. We'll see. It's going to be a big deck. We're gonna do hella logging, man. We're gonna need way bigger landings. These little spotty decks aren't good enough anymore. Technically, I could probably just fly those loads right back to the mill and process them there and throw them in the mill if I really wanted to. Oops, let's put our weird tops over there, screw it. But that would be boring. We don't want to fly them back to the mill. Who wants to fly all the wood to the mill? That's like cheating. Might as well just bring the mill out to the forest and cut trees and throw it directly into the mill. As funny as that would be, what the heck would be the fun in that? The whole point of logging, I always laugh at that. Like, that's the one thing I kind of, I don't know, I understand, like, if you don't have the skill level, like, you're not good enough to cut trees, that's understandable, I get that. You know, you're just playing the game for fun, you don't want to get too crazy into it. Like, a lot of guys who consider themselves, like, extreme loggers in Farming Simulator, like, they use, like, auto-load on trailers and stuff. I hate that. It's like, if you're gonna do extreme logging, then how about you actually log? I'm, like, I understand, like, same thing when I was talking to, like, Gorilla Man stuff. They use auto trailers for their, like, live streams and stuff, because they either don't have any interest in loading longs, like, or unloading longs like I do, or loading them, or they're just, you know, they get bored of it, or that's understandable. But the people who are like going, oh yeah, you know, hardcore realism, and then I see them using auto loaders, and I'm like, real there, buddy, out for sure. Like, come on, man. Learn to load and unload. That's where the real skill comes in logging in this game. And you don't need a crazy setup like mine to do it. I mean, I have buddies that use Xbox controllers, and some of them are better at me than doing some of this stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, I have a friend who can load with an Xbox controller as fast as I do, if not faster. And I'm like, how do you even accomplish that? I don't know. I guess time and practice, but it still seems like a crazy amount. So, yeah, no. If you are kind of interested in still looking to do it and have the time to learn, you can totally be just as good with a non-crazy giant setup. Let's see here. Man, I can't believe how much wood we've got in here. This is a big old pile of wood right here. Might have to take a different thumbnail for this video because that's a crazy cool pile of wood. Of course, these decks are so close to each other, it's probably going to start lagging out here if I keep cutting, so I got to get rid of some of this. So in the next video, I'm thinking maybe what we do is... yeah, I don't know. Like, we could technically forward this wood with a helicopter. I mean, that's possible. We could forward it out to another pile, or we could load it and make another road and bring that truck in here again, I think. I really like loading, so I think I'm going to just go that method, but we'll see here. Alright, how we doing here? Oh yeah, we still got time. Lord knows how much of the video I've actually already spent. Actually, we can check really quick if I keep forgetting OBS tracks it. Oh, 13, so we only got 2 minutes. Here, I set my timer, we're only at 6 minutes. Okay, so, for 2 minutes, look at that wood, I can't believe that. Can I get a picture of this, like, with it looking cool? How are we gonna do that? Let's go on top of the pile. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one, I like that. Print screen. Bloop. Right on. Okay, so what else we got? Oh man, look at that sexy helicopter. Actually, I got another helicopter that I bought too, like a smaller kind of single engine one, and it's like it looks like a little civilian helicopter, but I might put a grapple on it just for fun to try it out. And I was gonna try to maybe cut a hole in the bottom so you could look through it or something, but this one's definitely gonna be the monster for doing cable skidding for sure, or you know, skidding like we were doing. Maybe with our last couple minutes here, we'll try to... oops, I tabbed right through it. Let's see here. Nope. Yes. So maybe now what we'll try to do is just knock down a few more trees out here. Because we actually cleared quite a bit with that really awesome chopper lining there, so that was good. Technically, we've already cleared this block, so there's a lot of extra wood just kind of chilling out. But that's alright, the more wood, the more fun. I can park more loads at the mill. Hopefully they don't tweak out on me. I noticed one of the loads was getting a little weird there, so I think I might need to put some more weight on that trailer so it's not so rickety. I also noticed that pulling those trailers full of wood... oops, oh man, I was not far enough ahead. Bombs away. Let's see, can we fix this solution here? Can we cause a solution to our solution? There we go, let's do that. Oh man, we can pencil our own tree here. Oops, nope, I dropped it. It's okay though, kind of went where I wanted it, so that's good. I don't like leaving trees facing the wrong way. Especially when we're going to be flying them out of here, I want them kind of, sort of in where I want them. Although, like I said, flying now gives us a great advantage of not worrying about them catching on other trees. So we can literally just kind of knock them in wherever we want. And if they're tangled, we can just fly up and pull them out of the trees now. So that's kind of cool. We need skidders, right? Whoops. Extra piece there now. Alright, so that looks good in here. I'm just going to kind of keep back cutting, I guess, a little bit here and see where we end up. I wonder if we can lay this in here. One thing we're going to have to be careful with is planning how we're going to actually pull these trees out of here. Because I can see a problem already where some of the trees are crisscrossing, and if we accidentally grab from under the pile, then we're going to hit a real interesting situation. So let's just throw this in here. Oh, let's see here. Let's go grab this one. Okay, and by the time I cut these two trees, we'll definitely be at the end of our video, so I just wanted to get a little bit more bunching, so if we do decide to drop some more trees in the next video, or drag some more trees, or skid some more trees, or hella log, then at least we got some on the ground we can move. And then we're going to have to go through that spot where we brought the truck with that little pile of wood chips of a bridge we built, and try to clean up the trees in there so we got some space to move around. So let's get this buncher, actually let's walk this buncher back down this hill, or as far as we can get. And we'll fly out what's left up here. We'll pretty much consider this block done. I mean, we came up here and we actually logged it all out once. So maybe what we'll do is we'll back cut. We'll come up here, we'll fly out the remnants of what's up here. Am I going the right way? I think so. It's all downhill from here. I don't know, when you fly out of here, it's so much faster. I don't even think about how long it takes to actually bunch your way out of this. Yeah, I think we're going the right way. So I'm going to get this just down to the top of the hill so we can see the machines, and we'll call this the end of that video. Then what we'll have to do, when we come back, maybe we'll have to keep walking this poor boy up already to the other side there. Get it on up there, and yeah, it should be good. Yeah, see, this is all the stuff we felt last time, so let's actually bring this guy down the hill. I don't care if this video runs long, you guys are just going to have to enjoy it. I always instinctively put my buncher blade down, even though this thing doesn't tip or slide. It just, I don't know why, I just keep thinking it's going to. Maybe if I put it up, it'll slide. No, too much traction on the tracks. There we go. So somewhere over there. Oh, I think I can see the boom from my. I see the boom from the loader. Oh yeah, and there's the processor there too. How are we gonna get this over the lake? I don't know if we'll be able to go through this way. I mean, we are a buncher. We could technically just cut our way through if we really wanted to, but I don't want to do that yet. So let's sneak through here real quick. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff down here. I think we can squeeze through this little tree. Luckily, this is kind of a tiny buncher, so we can really kind of squeeze through tight spots. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna get my pedals right here. Getting a calf workout. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to park this guy here because we're going to run the whole video if not, but at least we got it close to where we need to be. We can do any cleanup that we want to do too. Right on. Okay, perfect. So we're going to leave it here for the time being. If you liked the video, leave a like, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.